Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code DRAYSON12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Well, you guys have asked me for more stories, and I figured I'd just run a show from here. Everybody's working from home, and so am I, and I'm in my editing room, and I thought, well, now, no better time than now to say something. First, I just want to start off with one thing I thought about, what you might want to try to do. If you're working out at home, and you don't have a lot to work with, you can get bungee cords. And you get different sizes and lengths, and you can hook them onto little handles. And those work like bands. They work actually just as well because they're a little bit stronger. You can get different lengths and different strengths. You can hook 1, 2, 3 together on a handle, and another handle. You can hook it to the door. You can do whatever you want. And bungee cords are cheap. You can get a 3-pack for like $1.99. So I wanted to tell you to think about that. If you've got some stuff at home and you want to incorporate that with it, it will work. I'm so smart. It's ridiculous. No, I just wanted to share that with you. So you guys like to hear my stories, and I came up with one that you might find interesting, and you may not. When I moved to Los Angeles from Bakersfield, I moved to Torrance, and I had a job for Kellogg selling cereal. It's not what I wanted to do, but I had to have an income, I had to have a car, and an expense account, so I took it. I worked for about a year. I didn't like it. By one every day I was off, and I'd go to the gym and go to the beach like I wasn't supposed to do, but I did. And then one day I was at Ruben's restaurant to have lunch, and I see this girl about 3 tables down. I looked at her and went, that girl is really pretty. And I really liked what I saw. That would be me. But I saw she was wearing a ring, and I thought, well, there goes that. That's not going to happen. So I kind of let it go. And then that following Friday, I think this might have been a Wednesday or Thursday, I went to a place called Donkin's Inn in the Marina del Rey where we would all go and hang out. They had music and they had dancing and they had drinks and dinners and all that, and it was kind of like a gathering place. So I went and hung out with a bunch of guys from Gold's Gym. Of course, we were oddities because we were big, stood out like a sore thumb. Some guys started a fight with me, so I pushed them really hard. They fell into a crowd of about 10 people. It was like a bowling pin. He knocked them all over. Later on, in the year, the guy became my friend. He was a good guy. I'm sorry that I did that. So I'm standing out there, and I'm going to leave, and it's about, midnight, I guess? A little bit past my bedtime. And I see this very same girl standing in the lobby with 2 girlfriends. And I looked, I said, oh my God, she's here. Same girl. How could that possibly be? That's just my luck. So I went up to her and I said, didn't I see you at lunch at Ruben's the other day? She said, I don't know, maybe. I said, no, I saw you. I said I was going to talk to you, but then I saw you were wearing a wedding ring, and I didn't want to barge in on marriage if you are married. And she says, well, I wear it to keep the guys away that I don't like. I'm not married. So I thought, well, the Rick's got a chance. We got a chance at this one. So I said, well, maybe we should sit and talk about this. She says, well, what are you going to do now? I said, I'm going to go over to, I think it was called the Lion's Den coffee shop near the World Gym where it ended up. And I'm going to get something to eat and have something to drink, and then I'm going to go home. She said, do you mind if my girlfriend and I join you? I said, no, I don't mind at all. So we went over there, we all went there, and she said, let me treat you to what you're getting to eat. I said, no, you don't have to do that. She says, no, I want to do it. It's okay. And here's my number, and call me if you want to see me again. I'm really sorry, honey. I don't call girls. They call me. She said, you're kidding. I said, well, it might be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I waited a day or two, and I thought about it, and I called her, and she said, well, I didn't think you were going to call. And I said, well, I'm busy working out. You know, I have to train first, and fun comes later. So she lived, I had moved then to Santa Monica, and she was in Torrance, and that's a 35-minute drive. And I said, I don't know if I want to go that far. I really don't know. And I had got rid of my company car, and I got a 56 Volkswagen Bug that did not have a synchro first gear. It would grind, and it wouldn't go over 40 miles an hour. But at least it got me from point A to point B. And back in the 1970, 69, 70, that was a popular car. I mean, every hippie in town had one. So I bought it for $400 on my credit card. In the meantime, I had an 8-track player, and I had no 8-track except one, and it was Aretha Franklin. And I would play that constantly because it had no radio. And I would hear Aretha Franklin every time I would go somewhere. And the heater was from the floor, and it wasn't that good. So I called her, and I went over there, and I picked her up, and we went down to the Redondo Pier and hung out and drove around, and then came back to her place, and she had a couple of kids, and I wasn't used to that, of course, because I'm single, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed her. She was just a nice person. On top of being really beautiful, she was nice. So she started inviting me to dinner. You know, can you come to dinner tonight? Can you come to dinner tomorrow night? Can you come to dinner? I thought, I'm starting to feel guilty about coming over there. And it was getting quite expensive for her because she wasn't making any money. So she fixed me great spare ribs and brisket of beef, and you name it, I'd be eating like a king all the time. So I said, look, after about 2 weeks, why don't you let me help you pay for this? You can't afford this, and I don't mind paying if you want to cook because I enjoy your meals. So I did. And then she wanted to get serious. And I didn't want to be any more serious than it was. That was enough for me. So she started sending my mother letters. Back in those days, it was just snail mail. I don't know about your son. I'm really in love with him, and he won't get me an engagement ring, and he won't marry me. I don't know what to do. Can you talk to him? So she told me. I said, so I drove up to Bakersfield. I took her with me and her 2 kids. And she had a red car, and a Volkswagen wouldn't make it. So we went up there, and my mom liked her, but she said, do you really want to buy a family? Do you really want all that at your age of 21? I said, no. Or 20, whatever it was. I said, no, not really, but it's a full package. That's what comes with it. So I hung in there for quite a while, and one day I went to the beach, and I thought, no, maybe I'm going to get out of this. And I'm laying in the sand down in Venice with Arnold and a bunch of the guys, and this girl walked by, long blonde hair, sunglasses on. I said, where are you going? She said, I'm going to get some water. Can I bring you back something? I said, you can bring me back some water. So she brought me back a little cup of water, and I got her name and her number. I said, what are you doing tonight? She says, nothing. I said, where do you live? She said, I live out in Tarzana. I said, oh, do you want to go out and get some ice cream and just sit and talk? She said, sure. So I drove out there to pick her up, and she answered the door with a pair of blue jeans and a red sweater with her hair down and these light blue eyes and a beautiful smile. And she looked like Connie Stevens or Olivia Newton-John or one of those. And I said, oh my God, I had no idea you look like this. I'm leaving. No, I took her out for ice cream, and we sat and talked for the longest time. She said, what are you looking at? I said, I'm looking at the way you lick that cone. I just couldn't help myself. So on the way back, she says, you need to stop real quick. I said, where? She said, any gas station. She says, I think I'm going to have the runs. This is the first date. Man, okay. You must have a colon problem. But, okay. So I took her back, and then we started going out. Then she lived with her parents, and she started inviting me to dinner. She knew I liked to eat. So she made me a brisket, and she made me this, and she made me that. And then her dad would come home from work, and he says, where's dinner? She said, oh, my boyfriend Rick ate it all. Sorry. You offered it to me, so I ate it. I was really growing and training hard, and I wanted to eat a lot of beef. So I had to cut back on that a little bit. And later on, a few years later, we ended up getting married and having 2 boys. But wonderful woman, just great. And that was all new to me because coming from Bakersfield, there was no one up there that I wanted to be with. And coming to L.A., it was like I had tons of fish in the ocean. It was more than I could handle. So that was a good story, and I enjoyed it. And then it lasted several years, and then, of course, like all marriages, things change once you have kids, and you decide to do something else. But she did support me through my wrestling and my bodybuilding, and was there with me, and traveled back to Minnesota when I wrestled. And I'd go to a gym, and she'd go work out and get a massage, and we would make the best out of the situation down in Florida. And they had a lot of art shows and fairs, and we had a really good time, and we stopped at some really decent restaurants. So being on the road wrestling and then working out at the gym was second nature to me. I just really enjoyed it. The only thing I did not like is being in a hotel room, because here at home at least I have hobbies and I can do them all day long. It's not it's not hard. I have artwork, I have guitar, I have everything I want to keep me busy. But when you're on the road wrestling in your hotel room, you have none of that. And you just have to wait for the match the next day to do what you got to do. But then she came along with me, and we met a lot of people in the South that we liked, and up in Oregon, wrestled in that area, and we saw things and places and delis and restaurants, and just had a great time. And then I always kept my beach apartment that was at 117 Strand, which I showed you on my show before, right on the sand, and I paid $165 a month. So it would be silly to give it up because I had a home to come back to. That's the one thing about wrestling or being on the road. Don't give up your home. Come back home. You have somewhere you can land and plant your feet and have a bed, and it worked out real well. So anyway, I wanted to share that story with you. There's more that follows after that, but I'll save it for another time. There's some crazy, crazy stuff that happened to me on the road, especially up in the Oregon area and down in the South. I can't talk about it now. It's just crazy. But thank you for watching Rick's Corner, and I'll bring you more stuff to do. And then take a look at my iworkout.com designs if you want to order a t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, or a tank top, and the 8x10 drawings of Gold's Gym logo, which I can autograph and sign to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code Drayson12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com.
Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drayson, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrayson.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.